People are shooting guns over there. Jesus Christ.
Oh, she went down there. We heard a sound out here we've never heard. And it was not a howl, it was not a roar, it was
The first video tonight comes from the Hoggett Project, a solo wilderness camping and exploration channel focused on remote forest environments. It is March 9th, 2025, in a remote mountain forest, United States. The creator arrives in the early hours of the morning, around 3:30 a.m. The timing immediately stands out. It's completely dark, visibility is minimal, and the forest is silent. While searching for a place to stop, he notices signs of prior use, a dry, square patch on the ground, suggesting someone had camped there recently.
My feet are right up against the trunk. You can also see my makeshift foam pieces to cover the windows, but I didn't finish over here. So I'm hanging these little curtains using this cargo net. So that blocks the light coming.
Shortly after falling asleep, he wakes abruptly. He thinks he hears a dog bark somewhere in the distance, out of place for the location and time. As he becomes aware, he experiences a brief paralysis-like state, unable to move fully. During that moment, he describes seeing a dark hand-shaped shadow near the door, reaching, then gone. Whether it's a dream, a hallucination, or something else, it leaves a clear impression.
Interesting structure-wise. Although now this is interesting too. Something walked through here. Right along the edge of the snow. And what the heck is this? It's a piece of roofing. But yeah, that's pieces of...
Later, while cooking, the silence is broken. Distant gunshots echo through the forest. The sound is far enough away not to pose an immediate threat, but close enough to confirm activity in the area. It reinforces something important. He's not as isolated as he thought.
The pelvis, right? Deer or elk?
Near a gated road, he spots fresh tire tracks. They lead deeper into restricted access areas, suggesting recent movement by other people. There's no indication of who or why, only that someone has passed through not long before. At this point, the pattern is clear. He's alone, but not the only one there. Nothing here forces a reaction. No direct threat, no confrontation, no single moment that demands he leave. But everything points in the same direction. Recent presence, unexplained disturbance, distant activity that shouldn't be there, but is. And when enough small things start lining up like that, it stops feeling like coincidence. It starts feeling like you've stepped into a place you don't fully understand. Before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, leaving a like really helps. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We recently passed 50,000 subscribers, and that's entirely because of you. The next target is 100,000 before the end of the year. Ambitious, but worth aiming for. There's a hidden word somewhere in this video. See if you can spot it. Now, let's continue. The next horrifying video comes from Destination Unknown, an outdoor exploration channel focused on immersive hiking experiences in remote locations. It is February 4th, 2023 in the Blue Ridge Mountain region, near Asheville, North Carolina, United States.
What's going on with this? A lot of just crazy stuff's been going on. So we kind of had to pull away, digress, We went on a vacation, and that's what this one's kind of about. Crazy part about it is what happened on our vacation, and that's what we're going to show you this video.
For real. So we went on a hike. We were in Asheville, North Carolina. We're just gradually, it took us like forever to find this mountain, and it was beautiful. And y'all know how Mama likes her hikes. So we're going up there. It was just us. All of a sudden, I hear like footsteps behind me, and it's like this girl. She seemed cool. However, it was what she said that like gave me and Chip the creeps.
Weird. Like, we're like a half mile into this thing.
Right.
Out of nowhere. Didn't see her following us. You know how trails you can see someone just out of nowhere. This girl, like, and she's got like hiking stuff on, like,
yeah,
she's down.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden I look behind me, I'm like, oh, you know me. I'm like, this is Shy Girl, right? So I'm like, oh, hey. I'm like, what's up? And I was like, it was just Chip and I and Brogan. So I was like, I'm so sorry. If you want to go ahead of us, go for it. We're just taking our time. And she goes, oh, no, you guys are actually going. What did she say?
You're going my pace for this time, though. I had it down where it was kind of a steep part. So the main camera that we were taking that we usually use was broke. All this is on my phone because our big camera, that's our other big reason we're having major issues, and we don't have the funds to buy another big camera right now. But besides that, we're using my phone, and I got my phone in my pocket. She comes up. I'm not thinking too much of it at the time.
Yeah. So she literally stayed with us the whole time. And we were making like small talk and stuff, but you know me, I want to take pictures. So like, oh my gosh, Brogan, stay here. Oh my gosh, Sophie, stay here. And she stayed with us the whole time.
The group begins their hike through a remote forest trail. At first, everything follows a normal travel vlog tone. Steady movement along the path, casual conversation, and wide shots of the surrounding woodland. As they continue, the environment becomes more enclosed. The trail narrows, visibility shortens, and the number of people drops to zero. They're deep enough in that encounters should be predictable, either ahead of them or coming toward them.
I didn't see her when we got here. Haven't seen nobody on this trail. There's no other trails. There's nobody in it. Where'd that girl go, babe? Did we leave her? Now I don't know if she was someone following us, or was she?
I don't know where she went, but she went somewhere else.
She just disappeared. That's so creepy. Was she real?
Who knows?
Was she a ghost?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Very weird.
Maybe it was a clone.
Where would she have gone?
I don't know.
It's crazy, man. I mean,
She literally disappeared.
it's crazy.
Unless there's a different part to the trail.
Oh, someone just pulled up in that car. Well, they just pulled up. All right, so saga continues. Whatever happened to that girl, we don't know. And I'm ready to get the hell out of here before
She stalks us.
right out.
Deuces.
Peace.
That's when the woman appears. Behind them, no footsteps heard, no earlier sighting, just suddenly there, walking the same trail after a long stretch where no one else had been visible. The timing is what stands out. Later, they begin trying to piece it together. They review the layout of the trail and surrounding terrain, noting how limited the options are. The path is defined, and visibility, while restricted, should still allow for movement to be tracked at close range. But no one recalls seeing her go. By the end of the hike, the question remains unresolved. They revisit the moment, focusing less on her appearance and more on her disappearance. Because that's the part that doesn't align. Seeing someone on a trail isn't unusual, even in remote areas. You expect it eventually, but it follows a pattern. You see them coming, you hear them approach, you pass, and they're gone in a way that makes sense. Here, that pattern breaks. She arrives without buildup and leaves without process. And once that sequence is interrupted, it's not the encounter that stays with you. It's the gap in between. The next chilling video comes from Johnny Paranormal. an Australia-based solo investigator focused on long-duration treks through remote wilderness and suspected search zones. It is March 4th, 2026, in the Aokigahara forest. He moves along established tracks into the Badlands section. The pace is deliberate, covering ground quickly before weather conditions worsen. The area already shows signs of repeated human presence. Old routes, scattered camps, and faint pathways branching off the main trail. He begins shifting between marked tracks and off-route sections, scanning for anything recent. The terrain is already complex, but still navigable.
It's real bad. I always just get drained, and this is where I wasn't lost, but for a good 10 minutes I didn't know where I was. Well, basically I was hoping to finish this area, but I don't know, team. I'm just drained, like really unnaturally just drained. I started going into the Badlands a bit, and like, to be honest, team, if you're drained, exhausted, tired, do not go right off track Aokigahara. That's where you get confused, you get lost. But I probably went about 125 meters in.
He finds newer markers, subtle signs, disturbed ground, altered paths, indicating someone has passed through the area recently. Not old enough to be forgotten, not fresh enough to track directly. It confirms something important. This area is still active.
I've filmed this before.
An abandoned tent is located. Alongside it, scattered belongings, displaced rather than neatly left. The condition suggests recent use, but not an organized exit. It raises a question. Did someone leave intentionally or in a hurry? He pauses to assess the environment. The terrain becomes more irregular, visibility drops, and navigation becomes less reliable. He points out how easy it would be to lose direction entirely, especially off-trail. At this stage, risk isn't theoretical. It's immediate.
I'm not going too far from my markers, I'll tell you that. There's something there, I think. And if you keep going down that way, it just goes into nothing. Like, you go in, you go in.
He discovers a long string line. It stretches through the forest, marked with handwritten messages, including religious phrases. The line appears intentional, guiding movement deeper into the woodland. It's not random, it's directional.
This is what those boys followed up. I'm pretty sure, because I would have been up there and they saw that note in this string and they followed it up. It's an old marker over there. Yeah, this is the same string. They've gone up, they've gone around, and they've gone over that way around the wind cave. So you watch, there's a couple of markers there too. So this is what those boys followed up.
Following it, he realizes the scale. The string system connects across distance, potentially part of a coordinated search route leading toward another section of the forest. It suggests organized effort, someone mapping, searching, or trying to guide others through. Nothing here is sudden. There's no moment where everything changes at once. Instead, it's gradual. Fatigue sets in. Navigation becomes harder. Signs of other people start appearing, but without context. And the deeper he goes, the less control he has over how clearly he's thinking. At a certain point, it's not about what you find in a place like this. It's about recognizing when the environment itself is starting to affect you. The next shocking video of the night comes from Broken Capital, a UK-based paranormal exploration channel focused on nighttime investigations in forests and urban legend locations. It is June 10th, 2023, in Cannock Chase.
So, what? That's weird as
Whoa.
The team enters the woodland at night. Almost immediately, they hear a distant, unfamiliar sound deeper in the forest. It's not loud, but distinct enough to stop them in place. With no clear direction or source, the tone shifts early, from casual exploration to active listening.
What is that? That's like a kid whining.
Whoa. And again? Do you want to keep...
What the f was that? We're only on the f***ing path, we're not even in there yet.
Come on.
What do you mean, come on?
I want to get off that bit of there.
Right. Here we go. I mean, there is a graveyard, like just up there, through them trees. There's two. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
The sound becomes consistent, a whining, almost squeaking noise, described as something in distress. The key detail is how it behaves. Each time they move toward it, it seems to shift position, never staying fixed long enough to locate. It creates the impression of movement, without anything visible to confirm it. Over time, the sound intensifies, becoming harder to ignore and more difficult to explain.
You just hear mumbling then?
Yeah.
As cheesy as it sounds, it's dropping cold, but as cheesy as it sounds, that sounded like a little girl murmuring. But I want it to be that. Secretly I don't, because I can hate this, but...
Is it two children? Or is it two
The black-eyed children it's called, isn't it? So... Whoa.
A heavy thud breaks the pattern. This one is different, louder, closer, more physical. It suggests something with weight moving nearby, rather than distant noise carrying through the trees. For the first time, the possibility shifts from hearing something to something being there.
Whoa.
That was massive behind you. Come on, f*** it, come on. Just keep going. I don't like it here, you know, we're not even in it, really. Do you know what I mean? We're on the fucking skirts with it. Carl's had to get dressed because it has gone so cold, like out of nowhere. It was like a breeze.
Near the vehicles, a low growl is heard. This time, it's close. Not distant, not shifting, just present somewhere in the darkness beyond the light. At this stage, the environment feels occupied, even if nothing is clearly seen.
Fuck off, it said. He just shouted "F off."
Which way did that come from behind us?
Yeah.
There's a thing in the back of my bag there, that pocket's open, just get that torch. Everybody comes now, they're getting it off the
Mate, did you hear it?
yeah.
He shouted "F off" real loud. Just some bloke shouting "F off."
Who's aiming at us or somebody else?
No, it'll be us, won't it? You can see the lights, there's nowhere else lit up.
Oh, look, mate, let me just get this.
Mate, that just f***ing landed next to you. Right, let's go. We didn't even get to do f***ing round 2 soon, yeah?
They're chucking bricks at us.
I don't f***ing know, do I? Rocks everywhere. All I heard was "F off."
A little bit fucking close though, wasn't it?
Which way was it?
Straight down, wasn't it?
No. No, it weren't.
What?
Let me do a little turn. Oh, Carl.
Shit, hold on.
Carl, we're lost.
We'll get out. We'll just cut across if we have to. Let's get in between the trees. If they are chucking bricks at us, I'd rather hit a fucking shred.
Then everything becomes clear. A voice shouts from the woods, aggressive, direct, unmistakably human. Moments later, objects are thrown toward them. The situation changes instantly from uncertainty to confrontation. There's no longer any question of what's out there. They retreat immediately. For most of the night, everything sits in that gray area. Sounds that move, voices that aren't clear, movement that's never fully seen. It all feels unexplained until it isn't. Because the moment someone reveals themselves, everything before it gets recontextualized. The noise wasn't random. The movement wasn't imagined. It just wasn't understood yet. And that's what makes this different. Not that something was out there, but that it took this long to realize what it was. Before we get into the next clip, around 70% of people watching aren't subscribed. We're working toward 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you're enjoying the video, hitting subscribe really does help. All right, let's get back to it. The last and most disturbing video of the night comes from Rachel and Tommy, a US-based van life and wilderness exploration channel focused on real-time outdoor stays in remote countryside locations. It is April 2025 in southern Oklahoma, United States. Before anything begins, they reference a previous visit. On that earlier trip, they describe seeing movement behind the van while eating, something they couldn't identify. They also mention hearing howls coming from multiple directions, creating the impression of being surrounded or triangulated. Nothing was confirmed at the time, but it left enough of an impression for them to return.
I just turned the camera off and we heard a sound out here we've never heard. And it was not a howl, it was not a roar, it was a rumble. It wasn't an airplane or anything. I know, obviously, I was born in 1971. I know what airplanes sound like. But this was about the time of day last time whenever I was eating and something walked across behind us. And then we sat here and it was just right at dark. And we heard something howl coming from over there and one from back over here.
The sound continues as darkness builds. One of them identifies a clear direction, suggesting it's coming from a fixed point rather than moving randomly. That detail changes how it's perceived. It's no longer just background noise. It feels located and intentional.
Great, as you can see, a lot of stuff with them. See if y'all can hear this. Let me get over here where it's quiet. This badger will stop walking for 3 seconds. All right, I'm going to zoom in, zoom my camera in.
Go away.
don't know what that is coming from down in that area. Not so much over here. Well, I don't know.
Instead of staying inside, they make a decision. They leave the van and move toward the wooded peninsula, where the sound seems to originate. Visibility drops immediately. Headlamps only illuminate small sections at a time. Insects are thick, and the terrain becomes harder to read. They continue forward anyway, trying to track something they still haven't seen. There's no confirmation. Just the same unresolved direction pulling them deeper. Most of the time in these situations, the instinct is to stay put. Stay in the van, stay in the light. Let the unknown stay at a distance. But here, they do the opposite. They hear something they can't explain and move toward it. Not because they understand it, but because they want to. And that's what shifts this from observation to exposure. We appreciate you for watching. If these creepy encounters gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. There's always another mystery waiting just around the corner.